way back before, they're not open-minded about our community. So by the first ever trans woman flight attendant, which is Jess Lavares, I was really inspired by that because my dreams is something that I really want to achieve, and I want to prove that my family is yes supporting me for studying with this, and by that I will be grateful following the footprint of the first ever transgender flight attendant, Jess Lavares.
Yes, that's great to hear. So, working in the aviation industry, so what's your advocacy in the LGBTQI plus community?
Yes, reminiscing to my past. Recently, I was able to see videos in social media that this young trans needs to cut their hair short because of face classes. And I could remember in my college days, I need to cut my hair short as well because of that old school handbook. I didn't give up and fight for that right. So with all sacrifices and struggles, I was able to achieve the things that we need in our community, in our school. And just now, I think that was last day that the Department of Education was able to approve the rights of LGBT students regarding about validating their gender identity expression. And it's something that we need to celebrate. And as far as I remember, that was DepEd Order 32 S 2017, which is gender responsive basic education policy. And I'm so thankful for those people behind those success. And right now, I hope that with that, nobody will stop studying, nobody will left behind, and nobody will lose their dreams. And together as our community, which is LGBT community, we will continue chances. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Miss Chana is our Diwata Sa 2019. So do you think you'll be you'll be crowned as Diwata Sa 2022?
Yes. Wearing the crown of Diwata Sa takes a lot of bravery and courage, because she must be an empowered trans woman who believes in herself. She must be true towards her core, and she must have this heart that is willing to help other people. She works with people and she lives with people. She is also ready to any responsibilities and creating impact towards change in our society for us to be able to be heard and perceived and seen and appreciated. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that I am her.
Okay, thank you so much. Candidate number 4.
Thank you.
Let's proceed to candidate number 5. Hi, candidate number 5.
Yes,
Miss Jai Chai Regular.
Hi there, Ms. Jana. Good evening.
So, ito maglangay no, kay murag ubay-ubay good mo no. Yeah, so, here's your first question. You're advocating for reservation of natural resources. As a trans woman, how can you help preserve our natural resources?
With regards to preserving our natural resources, we all know that we have experienced several calamities, typhoons in the last 7 months. We also experienced the strong typhoon way back December, which is that has really destroyed a lot of resources here in Cebu City. So I hope with that specific change of climate, I hope that this is going to be an eye-opener for us, not just for the LGBT community, but all of us, like the norms. It's because we need to preserve our Mother Nature. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So serving or conserving energy, saving water is just a simple gesture in order for us to keep our Mother Nature, because if Mother Nature retaliates, even the life of our future generation will be affected.
So your second question is, so you are a huge fan of Britney Spears.
Yes, totally.
So what Britney song that you are more connected to and why?
I'm sorry, Miss Jana. Can you please repeat?
You're a huge fan of Britney Spears. So what Britney song that you are more connected to and why?
It is going to be stronger. Stronger. It's because since we are part of the LGBTQ community, we all know that we experience discrimination always in forms like jobs, opportunity in private area. So yes, the song Stronger really makes me believe that we transgender or LGBTQIA members are really a fighter. It's because with regards to the discrimination that we are experiencing, we are able to push through in the life that we have right now. Because I believe that in every battle, we will be able to win. Always remember that regardless if you are a man, you're a woman, you're a trans woman, we might be less of an individual, less of a man, less of a woman. Always remember that we've got the best of both worlds. Thank you.
So-called Britney Spears. Yung tingog mo sa Britney to ka na, hello!
Actually, she's my batch from Pilat Cebu 2011.
Britney. So, your last question is, how ready are you to become a Diwata Sa 2022 crown keeper?
Being part of Diwata Sa Sugbo 2022 is such an honor and a great responsibility. It's because this is second to Queen Philippines because of their significant projects that really affect the life of individual. So with regards to your question, Ms. Jana, if I am ready to be the Queen of, Diwata Sa Sugbo 2022, I can say that I'm 99% ready. Because in my 30 years of experience, I was able to uplift my life. I was able to conquer discrimination. And with regards to that experience, I think I am confident enough to provide and share that experiences to the young generation, young LGBT generation. And since it's 99%, so the 1% is going to be my experience with, it's lacking 1%, I'm sorry. It's lacking 1%, it's because I need to work on with the Diwata Sa Sugbo organization. As mentioned by Nicole Borromeo, there are some things that we don't know. And I need to work it with Diwata Sa Sugbo organization because maybe I will be able to know more with the help of them. And also in order for me to share
Okay.
Hi there, where's your sash, by the way?
I'm so sorry, I forgot to bring my sash.
Paasa ka yun dito. Mama.
Alright, so you look so familiar. How we met you before, or we studied the same school.
No, in fact, we were colleagues before.
Yung
From
sash
where?
sa kulang bato. Murang madapay, papas lang. Ikamaksim.
Alright, so you're an advocate for mental health. So do you believe that mental health is as important as physical health?
I absolutely agree that mental health is as important as... Okay, going back, I perfectly believe that mental health is as important as physical health, primarily because it's the brain that we're talking about. And for you guys who don't know, the brain instructs whatever we need to do, how we feel, and how to do things. So we will be able to at least show to people that we're capable. And I'm advocating for mental health because I personally was clinically diagnosed with depression over the last year. And depression has always been a silent killer. And I'm just so happy that as the years pass by, a lot of people are now paying attention to people with depression. And I think that if people, my heart goes to them. My heartfelt support goes to the people who are still experiencing mental health issues because it's no joke. Okay? Other people will laugh at us. People will say, "Kabuang mo naman ka, oy," but they don't understand how we really feel inside of us. And what I want to tell them, it's okay not to be okay. All right? Always remember that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you've fallen down, but it's basically you being able to rise despite of the things that happen to you. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. So you struggle with mental health issues, right? So, supposing you have good friends suffering from the same situation as yours, so what advice can you give to them?
Okay. Well, I have friends, yes, that's right, that are experiencing depression. One in particular is, I would tell them to pray. Have a me time that is just dedicated to you and God. This may sound so cliche, but this really works. Prayer is the most powerful tool that we can ever have. And apart from prayers, we always have to make sure, we always have to tell them that, again, it's okay not to be okay. Pain demands to be felt, as what the movie says. And those people that were very close to me have seen my struggle. And I want them to know that they are stronger than they ever think. So yeah, that's basically the most powerful thing that I can advise them.
So are you ready to become the next Diwata Sa 2022?
This is really the question that is very difficult to answer because as a beauty queen, your responsibility doesn't stop when the crown is placed on top of your head. I totally believe in the saying that action speaks louder than words. A beauty queen does not stand there letting people know that I have the perfect skin, I have an hourglass-shaped body, but it's not the case. The true work starts when you are able to influence others, when you are able to uplift each other, and you're being able to communicate in collaboration with the organization about the advocacies that you are so passionate about. And a true mark of being a beauty queen is someone that has the compassion, the heart, and as well as a person that understands every circumstances that may come their way. And I think I'm ready to take on that responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much to our second batch of candidates. So grabe, makalibog judges, no? Puros mabaon. No? So thank you so much. Or to call our, to the batch 3. Ato ipahibaw nga naatay ticket. It's 200 pesos. Then ang halin na ni adto yun sa charity. It's 200 pesos niya. It's consumable diri. Tanan mapalit ninyo diha. Except anang kuan, spotlight. No. So upatra, asa na belati. Oh, nara diri tanan. Sige, so it's only 200 pesos. So kung kinsa to'y ganahan mo, makatabang sa charity, sa Diwata sa Sugbo, so you can buy this ticket. And also to the candidates. So ara lang mo nila ni Madam Agua. Okay, so motog naman kay Ox. So let's proceed and let's call on to the next batch of hosts. Let's call on Miss Joms Bega Bianca Lucinario, our
No, it's Stacey and Madison.
agi-usab siya. So uma pa ni. Uma pa na ini. Sige, kitawag na lang dahil.
So may call on Stacey, Diwata Sa 2017, 2018, and Madison Maha Malipayon, the Pride of Visayas for Dancing Queen 2022.
Wow, hello, lady boys! So, kamo na sa lahat, kay Moto
Thank you,
Shops.
Mohan. Good evening, iconic mall. Thank you so much, our Diwata sa Sugbo 2000.
Mayong gabi, Iconic Hall, and thank you so much for the grandiose introduction. Jennifer, Ned, and RC Velasquez, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Anyway, thank you so much for asking me that. I would really wanted to flex my creation for the gown that I'm actually wearing. I'm wearing the creation of Mr. Glenn Noval, one of the designers of Fuchsia and Raban, our Miss International Queen 2022. And what about you?
I would like to say thank you for my Kibotita sister here for making me beautiful tonight. Thank you so much, ladies. All right, so let us keep the momentum going and call in our
Yes,
third
let's
batch
do this.
of Diwata for today.
Let's call on our candidate number 7, 8, and 9. Thank you so much, ladies. So, you do that one.
Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to. The question goes for Andrea Paniba from Monterrey. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I am physically shaking right now, but I believe I can do this. And you know, because of nervousness, so I believe I can do this.
All right, I know. Okay, so
Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Of
How is your
course,
day
I'm
going?
nervous myself. But anywho, we've browsed through your profiles, ladies, and we found interesting facts about you that we would want to point out. So you are advocating for the home, for the golden days.
Yes.
All right. Well, the question is, why are you advocating for the elderly?
Thank you so much for that very wonderful, inspiring question. I spent my whole life growing up with my grandparents. My heart is very close people, to elder people. I'm also surrounded by our elder brothers and sisters in our community. In fact, I have an elder uncle who is also a member of LGBTQ community. Through him, I pictured out myself that, growing old, being alone and lonely is one of the fears we have in the community, being in a community where love and relationships are seldom last and stay long. I advocate Home of the Golden Gates for the welfare of our elder brothers and sisters in the community who paved the way and make us realize so many things to fight for. And if we are going to secure the welfare of the LGBTQIA+, regardless of the status, single or not, we know that we will no longer fear about growing old. Good evening.
Well said. Diwata Sa
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, your second question is, how do you want to see yourself when you get old?
Wow. That's a very surprise question. Thank you so much for that very wonderful question. I want to see myself when I get old to be the first trans woman who successfully opened and organized the Home of the Golden Gates for the welfare of our elder brothers and sisters in the community. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Cebu City has no Home of the Golden Gates yet. So as a trans woman, I do want to see our elder brothers and sisters in the community suffering of being homeless. They really deserve to have a home where they feel loved, welcomed, safe, and being protected. So, if I am to be your Diwata sa Sugbo, I will make sure the Home of the Golden Gates is pushed through, and no one is left behind. Good evening.
Wow, that is such a nice message. Okay, I can hear your heart, while you're uttering your words. That is so nice. Anyway, here's your last question.
All right,
Okay.
let's do this.
Alrighty, now how ready are you to become the Diwata Sa 2022 crown keeper?
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? My mentor once told me that I should be ready and I should be prepared. So yes, I seriously took this opportunity because this is my first big pageant. And I am so much ready for this. I am so much prepared for this. I even underwent training from Passerella to Q&A. Though it's training, I even cried. And I came to a point to quit because it compromised my time, my health, and my work. Then I realized later on, there are people who believes in me. I believe oftentimes people see our truest potential more than we see our own potential. And that gives me strength to push through. And that gives me strength and self-confidence to push through. The lesson I learned during my training is never, ever allow your fear to stop you from growing. So continue to keep moving forward. And yes, I am more than 100% ready to become the next Diwata sa Sugbo keeper.
How about a round
Good
of applause,
evening.
please? Thank you so much, Diwata sa Magaling.
Thank you so much, candidate number 7. That's
You're
a
very welcome.
Good answer. Now let's proceed to our candidate number 8. Good evening, Ms. Sandy Sulia from Labangon. You look
Hello,
so
maayong gabi kanatong tanan, and I hope everyone is enjoying this very cold Sunday night. So, enjoy lang ta guys.
Okay. Diwata Sa Sugbo organization, they were actually made a bit of background of what you're actually doing outside
Yes.
before you joined as a candidate here in Diwata Sa Sugbo. Now, your question for this is very interesting for me because I also advocating the same thing of what you're actually doing outside. Now, Miss Labangon, this is your question.
Yes.
You're actually advocating HIV awareness as well, outside. Now my question is, what if, Cindy, you found out that your friend has acquired this virus or HIV but doesn't want to get treated? What advice would you like to tell to your friend?
Yes, good evening, and thank you for that wonderful question. 11 years ago, I was already involved in various organizations here in Cebu City. And one of our main advocacy is to educate, spread awareness to HIV and AIDS. And that experience somehow, I have friends who are already acquired the disease. And even though you are educating them, giving them advice, and sending them to the right institution to help them, to guide them, and to cure them. But everything will seems to boils to respect. So if that person wants to disclose his or her status, we just have to respect that. And I would just respect and understand that person, that if he or she is ready to be cured, then I will be one of the guide for that friend to go to the center. Thank you.
Wow, that's very interesting. And I hope you will continue to actually...
Yes, actually, even though I'm not already into or any organizations right now, so if there are some friends who wants to approach, if they want to connect with the Cebu City or private organization, then I will just introduce them. That's very easy because I am also have a lot of friends who are in the various organizations, especially in HIV awareness. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Now, this is going to be your second question, and I love this because everyone knows I'm actually doing dancing, and you, one of your passion, aside from being a beauty queen, is singing.
Yeah.
And I would also like to shout out to my co-dancing queen, Ms. Roxanne de los Santos, ang handugmaon ng
Diwata sa Sugbo.
The question was actually close to us. So, this is my question, Cindy. One of your interests is singing.
Yeah.
Classic love
A
songs.
classic love song.
Yes.
Always my talent.
Yes. Now, the question is, as a trans woman, what song perfectly fits for you?
Oh, of course, that's a very wonderful song. I would really relate to one of my favorite songs, which is originated by the Carpenters, "Love Me for What I Am." So I would just sing a little bit of that line.
Yes, you can do the sample if you want to. Go ahead.
You've got to love me for what I am, for simply being me. Don't love me for what you intend, know that I would be. And if you're only using me to feed your fantasy, you're really not in love, so let me go. I must be free.
Wow, very talented.
Well,
Ms.
that song is
Navarro.
very significant to us because we deserve to be loved and be loved in this world. Thank you.
Okay, before you go back to the backstage now, I will definitely give you the stage and the time to do the speech because this was also asked to your other ladies. Now, your last question is, how ready are you to become a Diwata Sa Sugbo crown keeper, Ms. Labangon?
Thank you for that wonderful question. So if I would be one of the crown keepers of Diwata Sa Sugbo, I won't just be a sitting down queen. You won't just see me sitting or having interviews or photo shoot. Being a Diwata, in English we call that fairy. And fairy or Diwata has a special power. The power to touch people, everyone's or someone touches lives. Number two, the transparency or visibility among others. So I will be a queen or a Diwata that is very inattuned to our LGBT brothers and sisters. And number three, I will soar high. I will soar high, use my wings to uplift all of my advocacy, be inspiration to all the LGBT members here in Cebu City. That would be all. Thank you.
Our Miss Sabamon, Diwata Sa Sugbo, thank you so much. Now let's proceed to our next
Right.
candidate.
Yes, Diwata Sa Timadilla, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and also I'm feeling grateful because I can see all my supporters right there. Say hi. I will make sure to bring pride and honor to our barangay.
Oh, you will be loved. All right, so let's move on, and then I have your first question here. One of your interests is watching movies. Now, if your life story will be shown on TV, how will you entitle it and why?
If I will be given a chance to play my life story into a movie, the title will be A Dreamer. Because I would like to share this to you guys. I'm here sitting in front of all of you, not just a mere candidate, but also a woman. I am very proud to say that I am a full-time nursing student and also a full-time customer service at the same time. I have such a big dream and I want to make my future self proud of me. So if I were going to play my story into a movie, I would entitle it A Dreamer, because I am a dreamer. I am a person who believe in my dream, and I
Wow, well, now you truly are an inspiration, Miss Diwata Timadilla. Sorry. All right, now you said that you go to church every Sunday, and if given a chance to speak to God in 30 minutes, what would you tell Him?
if I will be given a chance to speak to our God Almighty Father for only 30 minutes, I would only ask Him for only 3 questions. First is that, did you really create just man and woman? Second is that, are we not worthy to be loved and to be respected by who we are? And third question is that, can we be worthy just like man and woman that we created?
Those are thought-provoking questions. Okay, now here's for your last question, Diwata sa Timadilla. How ready are you to become the Diwata sa Sugbo 2022 Crown Keeper?
To be crowned as the next Diwata sa Sugbo 2022, it takes a lot of hard work and determination, because the crown itself symbolizes power and dignity. I am more than prepared to be the next crown keeper of the Diwata sa Sugbo 2022, because ever since I was a child, I already experienced the darkest arena of my life, experiencing different hardships and encountering a lot of impossibilities. And with that experience of mine, I believe I already possess necessary characteristics, knowledge, and aptitude, which makes me more than capable enough to be the next crown keeper. And I believe that being a queen does not measure of how many crowns you have in your head, but it's your experience will mold you to become one. And I believe it's me, because I am destined to be your queen. Thank you.
Wow, Elsa, thank you so much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our third batch of the Diwata sa Sugbo 2022.
Our candidate number 8, Miss Queen Mambaling, Diwata Sa Sugbo, from Labangan, and Diwata Sa Sugbo, Tipadilla.
All right, let's
Thank
go
you
forth.
so much,
Madison,
ladies.
call in our fourth batch of the